y'all. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm gonna have to wait on my coffee because I didn't have no water in my thing. Good afternoon and evening, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you? Hello. Hello, hello. Oh, it is chilly in here, probably because it ain't so hot outside. How y'all afternoon going? Is it going good? I've been on the phone with y'all nieces and nephews all since I woke up. I just told y'all nephew, hey, I'm about to go live for a couple minutes. I'll call you back in a couple hours. I've been literally having a Bible study with him and my other like adopted son that I call him his best friend. So we did that. I talked to y'all niece and it's been back and forth. I was on the phone with them. She called. I had to tell them to hold on and go. It's doing my mama thing as usual. I'm always working on a number of things at one time. So I did get to finish Ironheart and it was very interesting. All of it. There's something on my glasses. Lord. Hopefully this will do. Yes, we're gonna try it for right now. Okay, maybe that's better. Let's see. Yeah. How'd y'all sleep? I'm not seeing nobody comments. Let me see. That's why. Okay. Hey everybody. Ooh. Did y'all see that the what is it? The Sea of Galilee turned red. Hey Pumpkin. Y'all see that? The Sea of Galilee turned red or reddish, and they trying to figure out why that happened. Interesting. Very, very. Hey, hey. I'm doing good. I've been on the phone with y'all nieces and nephews all day. They took up my whole day. My whole day. I'll get to it eventually. Talking with my son, he had an amazing dream, and I was telling him that I'm gonna let him share it with y'all, but we might do it later. But it was very, very. Maybe I'll call him back. He waiting on his food. Now I don't know how to get him out once he get in here, but I do want him to. Y'all want to? Let me see. How do I add a guest? Oh, I think he might have to be in here. Hold on. Let me see if he can host. Oh, that's off. I'll probably just call him so he can tell y'all. Yeah, they have, and they've been taking it up too. So when I don't be on here, I don't just be doing nothing. Normally, as soon as I get off here, one of them call me. Like as soon as I'm off, they call. So they be waiting for me to get offline. They definitely do, and they've been taking their time like they need it. Cause I've been on the phone with him for like hours, probably since 8 o'clock this morning his time. It's okay. You going through your parent learning tech phases. Listen here. I do want him to tell y'all the dream, but he's actually gonna put together a presentation of it, and so then we'll just wait for that. But yeah, it's real crazy. All my kids, except for my stubborn oldest baby, she is a Taurus in her whole everything. She's stubborn, but other than that, yeah, I've been hearing from all of them, back to back to back. So I wasn't even gonna work today. I wasn't even gonna work. I've been watching shows and I went to sleep watching that, so I'm gonna finish watching that. Just trying to not think about a whole bunch of stuff, you know? That's what I've been on. I did watch Ironheart and it blew my mind. Blew my mind, and that's not easy to do. It blew my mind. Blew my all our I said he said I literally just seen that sea turn red on TikTok. Yeah. In real life. In real life. in real life. It's a real thing. And me and y'all nephew was just reading in Enoch. And then before that, we were reading in the 12 Patriarchs. And we did the numbers on how much a person that's 21 feet tall could lift, and they were saying 2,500 pounds. When we read the Testament of Judah, and I know we've read that here before, but baby, it's like I read it with new eyes, and I done read that so many times, but every time I read it, it's like, why didn't I see this last time? Or maybe I was just so excited to read it, I didn't read it with y'all. But baby, we did them numbers. Crazy, you hear me? Could you imagine something 7, 8, 900 pounds? Now I know that there are humans that are 500, 600 pounds, but that's not 500 or 600 pounds of solid muscle at 21 feet tall. And Judah, that's how they was picking up cheetahs and bears and stuff, and dashing them against the rocks, and they break down, right? But what's crazy is, y'all remember in 2nd Enoch, I think it's like the 17th chapter, I'll have to go back and look at it. It describes heyday the Gregory. And that's, I could remember, I was like, I can't remember where I read it, y'all, when it says that the Gregory, I've read it in a couple places, picking a bear up like a puppy, which is why we see Ashurbanipal and Nimrod or Gilgamesh holding a full-grown lion like a cat. That makes all of that make sense. You was reading right there yesterday? Okay. So you already know where we at when it says that they faces was like human faces, but they was bigger than the giants. They was bigger than the giants. The Gregory in 2nd Enoch, who were the fathers of the giants, and it says right there in Enoch, and how Enoch encouraged them to worship the Lord again. Listen, what messed me up, right, is it said right there that they practiced miscegenation. It said they created giants and monsters and enmity. Like the enmity that was talked about in Genesis. Very interesting. You hear me? So then when you go and when you write, y'all writing y'all book 1. My book 1 is in the room. I can tell you which page it's on. Hold on, I think it's still marked. Tells you right there, and we've read it before. But it hit different now when they talking about all these beasts about to come up out the earth. Page 130. Hey, page 130 of book 1. The 18th. First of all, Enoch 2 and 17, Toes was throwing up gang signs with excitement. I know they was. Because even though we've read this before. Y'all, my eyelash is crazy. I will sleep on this. It is what it is. When you go back and after you've done all, because remember I told you, I said we're going to run through this. But you're going to go back on your own time, and God is going to lead you to places, and you're going to see stuff. And just like with me, every time I pick up one of these books, I see something. Even though I read it, he didn't give me the revelation of it until a different time when I had other information. So it makes me excited that that's what you're experiencing, because I know that feeling, and it feels real, real good. Especially something you done read before, and then you go back, you're like, God, I did not see this the first time. Where did this come from? This was not here. You said I missed coming into your lives, Auntie. I need to get back in tune. Well, this the thing. We got over 1,500 videos on YouTube. You ain't missed nothing. If you go back and watch them, they over there under the live tab. You can watch all of them except for the ones I blocked or the ones they took down. So you ain't miss nothing. You can go right on over there, and while you cleaning up, working out, or whatever you do, there you go. You can get all the information the devil thought you missed, but we recorded it. We did. Yeah, you're welcome. That's why we record it, because a lot of people, I mean, we don't have a set schedule, so that would be unfair, right? Because sometimes I get on at 2 o'clock in the morning while people sleep. Sometimes I get on I get on at 10, don't go off till 4, so people be asleep. He said, yes, I let my kids read the intimacy of Jesus, and they said, oh, wow, the angel turned into a star. They said, wow, Jesus talked as a baby. It's cool. I'm trying to tell you. And don't you think that make them ask more questions about Jesus when you do that? Now they want to talk to God and ask him a million questions, so then they start seeking God. They read it to me. Come on. Come on. And now they got a million questions they want to ask. Well, wait a minute. So if he talked, but think about it. Boss Baby. Did Disney not tell us, Pixar? Hey, they told us babies talk all the time. They told us in Look Who's Talking that babies talk. We talk goo goo gaga to them. You cool with them and they cool at you. But all these newborns that say hi, the baby say hi. Did you hear that? Oh my God. Blah, 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 blah. They ask the baby a question, the baby will say no. Hello. You said, they said, Mama, I didn't read my part. It's my turn. Uh-oh, Not was ready to go to the next part of it. I told y'all they better than all the stories. Y'all better let them babies get on board. Good. Good. Well, now you got a whole nother story to read them. You know, you said that's my movie looks like. Look Who's Talking and Baby Genius. I'm trying to tell you. They've been telling us for a long time what's been going on. Just like in that Iron Heart, everything. We can't watch nothing without seeing our studies, and I believe that's why it's important for us to go deep into God's word, because you see things that you didn't see before. Because reading Judah, if Abraham was their granddaddy, right, or great grandfather or whatever, no grandfather. Oh, you gotta watch it. I won't be telling you. It's real, real good. Real good. You gotta go watch it for yourself. I ain't gonna tell you, because I want you to see if you see it. If you watched it, the whole of everything, oh, well, then you should know. If you seen what I seen, then you seen it. But it's everything we study here. Everything. All of it put into one. Literally. Everything. We're real good. It is. I got my son watching. I'm like, no, son. He made me stay online. So I'm on his iPad while him and his friend and his wife was sitting there watching it. Like, well, he didn't turn into a werewolf. Yeah, but we're not gonna talk about it because some people haven't watched it yet. We're waiting for other people to watch it. We waiting for other people to watch it. Yeah, it's real good. But when you go and you Blueberry, what's the rule? Tell me what the rule is, girl. I love you. Tell me what the rule is. If you miss it, all you gotta do is go to the YouTube, because it'll be 10 people coming in here talking about what we talking about. If you miss whatever it is, you're supposed to go over to YouTube, run it back real quick while we live, and you'll know. Because then there'll be another person that come in. What are we talking about? I love y'all. I'll be said it 50 times in 10 minutes. It's okay. It's all right. If you come in, you either have to wait for us to talk about it, or you go to the live and find it. Okay? I love y'all. Right. Because y'all know I'll be repeating it, repeating it, repeating. And some people hear it and they just want me to say it again to have me go to their comment. Like, it'd be crazy. So that's why we started that rule of anything that you miss, just come in, listen, and whatever you miss, you go to the live on what's the name and just find it. Okay? Because I'll have to say it 17 times and then I'll be real irritated and I won't be wanting to teach. You know? In real life. He said, yes, my husband's talking about, I read the whole Bible at 14. We grown now. It's going to be a whole different understanding. How many times have you watched the same movie and saw something new? This part, and you read the whole Bible, but you missed all the good parts because they ain't in there. And they're not in there. All the good parts is on the outside. I mean, I'm not saying there ain't no good parts in there, but you missing the rest of the story. You said, listen, it's a real thing. That's why when I told y'all, when people tell me I read the Bible 5 times, no, you didn't. It's mind blowing seeing everything that right now that we talked about, right? You can't unsee it. It's in everything. It's in every show. And that's why when people was asking, why are you studying this? Because it's important. She shouldn't have you studying that. Oh, but she should. She should. Because I want them to, in every situation that they go into, to know the symbols, know the names, know what that means. Who want to be walking around in the dark? I mean, if you like bumping into walls, just say that. You said, yes, I printed on. So I get on my phone. Oh, you print it out because you get distracted on your phone. It's okay, however you got to do it. However you got to do it. This is the thing. God wants us to get the information, and that's important, period. And it's funny because I was talking to my son this morning, and he was like, Mom, people would ask me a question. He said, I don't know exactly where it is, but I know the book it's in. And I can tell him, you just have to go read in this area right here. I said, that's why I told you. There's no way I can memorize. And sometimes even like the other day, I might say the wrong name, but because you all are so studious, and you go on and y'all going to help me stay together, because sometimes my mind is racing when I'm trying to think of, it's coming from here or there. I might say it wrong. And I did the other day. I said, it's supposed to be Hittite, and I say Canaanite, which is, but you guys be like, Auntie, Hittites. Okay, but you know who I mean. It's 2 races of giants. You know what I mean? I can't exactly tell you exactly where, because I done read too much to know, and now you all are in the same place. I know it's in one of the lost books of the Bible, but give me a minute, I'll find it for you. Because with all that you all have read just in 3 years, think about that. You remember every single thing you read in the last 3 years. No, because look how much we study. This is all the information I'd be asking for when I was going to church. But nobody wanted to talk about it, so thanks for teaching. Oh, you're welcome. But a lot of times they don't want to teach about it because they don't know. I talked to 3 people recently that told me pastors will tell them, no, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about Revelations. Nothing. And I said, well, how they gonna get people ready for Revelations if they never talk about the stuff that's pertaining to Revelations? That's spooky. That means that the people that are listening to these pastors, and they will say, oh, that's not my calling. Your calling is to get people ready to meet Christ. What do you mean it's not true? You can't tell them about salvation without telling them what they need to be saved from. Hellfire and brimstone and atrocity. What? So this is why they feel like, oh, well, it's fine. I'm just going to go. I know I'm going to heaven. Yeah, because you ain't read the rest of it. I don't know if he going to let me in or not. I pray. Matter of fact, I'm about to call y'all. Y'all want to hear y'all nephew dream? Now, get this. Somebody sent me a book. Oh, wait a minute. Let's do this. Somebody sent me a book a couple months ago, and please do not get mad at me, y'all. Y'all didn't bought me the library. So many books. There's no way I can remember exactly who bought what. Okay? So give me a little grace. You better not ask where these books were. Oh, I know. They gonna cut up every time. Every time. And that's why God say study for yourself. Because even watching The Chosen, there was something said last night. And it was huge. So I got up this morning, got ready getting into And while my bath water was running, I was reading this book. And I can't remember who sent me this. Somebody sent it to me. But I was reading this, right? Okay? This is what I was reading. Now, I started around the names of Adam and Eve's daughters, and when my son called me, I had got to the part of the flood in here, right? Which is Genesis. But I had got to the part of the flood in the book because this names like a lot of the daughters. They have, of course, Latin names, but it names some of the daughters and some of the sons of Adam and Eve that are not, um, and some of the, Cain begat such and such, their daughters too. It names them in here. So thank you. I can't remember who sent this, but thank you. So I was reading that. Well, right when I got to the part of when Noah was on the boat for 90 days, my son calls. And I'm going to call him so that he can tell y'all his dream real quick if he ain't eating his food because he just ordered some Indian food. So we going to see.
Hello?
Did your food come already?
Yeah.
Oh, so you eating right now?
No, not yet.
Oh, right now. You got about 3 minutes, or like, can you unwrap your food and be talking to mom, or you want me to call you back?
No, I can talk to you.
Okay, so I'm live. You want to tell them your dream?
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
Let me know when.
I'm ready right now.
Alright, so in my dream, I was doing some regular life stuff. I think I was like at a store with some people. Actually, I was by myself, but it was just some people at the store too. And out of nowhere, guy next to me was like, "You don't feel that?" And he was talking about the atmosphere, like the air. And I was like, "Yeah, I do. Like, I feel like the atmosphere is changing." And so everything that I'm about to say happened really, really quick. Like the scene changes happen within a second of each other. So um, we looked up and we seen the sky and it was far away. And then a second passed, and then we were basically in the sky. Like I seen the clouds get bigger, and it was like a greenish mist, like a greenish gray mist. And then we were in the clouds. A second passed, um, and I looked to like I could almost taste it. It was weird. I could taste the atmosphere change. A second pass, I looked to my left and I seen what looked like a kind of like a judge's pit, like or it's basically like a throne or whatever, but it's like kind of like where the judges sit. Um, and it was made out of like green, blue, red, and like wood, but green, blue, and red marble. And then wood, but God was sitting on there, and there was other people, like other judges sitting on there. So keep this in mind. I was next to the guy. A second passed. He felt the atmosphere change. I felt the atmosphere change. A second pass. I look up. I see the sky. A second pass. We were in the sky. And then a second pass. I look to my left, and kind of like you pull out a drawer. You know, you pull out like a drawer towards you. Um, that thing where God was sitting, like the judge's mound or whatever you could say. It was coming at us, and there were other people that got brought into the cloud. Like I looked around, there was other people, but everyone started to panic. And so when I seen God coming on the judge's stand, I looked to my right. A second pass after I seen him, I looked to my right, and people were jumping off into like the clouds. Basically, there was nowhere to go, but they were jumping off into, I wouldn't say abyss because it wasn't dark. It was just like kind of like if you were in a plane and you jumped out into the clouds. It's kind of like that. Um, so that happened, and then a second pass, and I looked back to my left, and the judge stand where God was sitting was right next to me, and it was basically like clamming people. So the person closest to it, it just put him in the seat, basically like he was trying to run away and put him in the seat. And then after that,
He said real quick. He said earlier,
yes,
people were trying to run away like from the face of God, like the judgment seat. Because like you know how you fast, you pull out a drawer. He said and mind you, it's a second in between each one of these scenes. So he said he turned, it was this. He turned, it was that. He looked up, it was this. He looked right, and he looked behind him or whatever. And in the distance, he saw God's throne. He said, but it came at him like how you pull out a drawer. You know how quickly a drawer, okay? And he said it was right there. So people started trying to run from the face of God, like, and just jump off into like whatever was under the cloud. Y'all, and the seat, he said it was like magnetic. If it was your time to be judged, it didn't matter if you had ran and jumped off into the cloud, it instantly zapped you into the seat for judgment. Okay? Okay, finish, son.
So basically, after that, what she said was right. Yeah, it was basically like I seen the throne. It was like in the clouds, but it looked minuscule, kind of like when something's far away, it looked like a little, like a little block. A building looks like a little block until you get close up on it. So basically, it was that, but it happened in an instant. So it came out of the clouds, and then when the guy got in the seat, God had a gavel, but he wasn't using it. It was just right in front of him. But when the guy got into the seat, a gavel appeared in his hand, and basically he was being judged. And it was like a second, nothing was even said. But his hand smacked his hand was holding the gavel and smacked the wood, and then God's voice was like, you've been sentenced to eternal damnation and hellfire. And so the dude, he started screaming, no, like he was basically trying to rejudge himself with the gavel, but it kept smacking the wood, and it had already judged him. So yeah.
So think about this. What we read, it says that our sins are going to basically, that's creating our sentence. So God had a judge, a gavel sitting in front of him. But when the man got into the judgment seat, it was a gavel that appeared before him. God wasn't smacking the gavel. It's like every sin that he did, the human person had to smack it. And it was like, this was like you judging yourself when you acting up and doing all your sins right here. And the man was screaming no, and he was trying to slap the gavel down like to give a different sentence, and it was a wrap. You said that is the scene when we saw people jumping from the Twin Towers. Here we go. Let's keep going. Is that the end, son?
Well, no, everybody was running, and then, after that, I woke up, and I just want to say, this dream while I was having it, usually you can have dreams and they can seem long, or some dreams seem short. When you go to sleep, you're like, okay, I just want to sleep 30 minutes ago, so it was a short dream. But this dream in real time took place probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But in the dream, while I was in it all happened in less than 30 seconds. So basically every time I was telling you I looked a different direction, it was like the blink of an eye. It was no longer than a second at all. Like I was next to the guy, a second passed. He said he felt the atmosphere change. I felt it too, and I could taste it, which is the weird thing. I look up, see the sky, a second pass. We were in the sky, a second pass. I looked to my left, I seen God coming. A second pass, I looked to my right, everybody was getting scared. It was like, oh no, it's judgment. So everybody started, jumping off, trying to run. And then a second pass again, I looked to my left, the guy's being judged. And then the dream ended, so it wasn't like it was time. Basically, God was saying, like, I'm here, when he opened the sky up and he appeared, it went right from that to you being judged. It wasn't no time to talk about nothing or try to get a good deed in or nothing like that. Like it was happening.
It was seconds in between him being in the store, him turning to the guy, 1 second. Him turning, seeing God far away in the clouds. Boom. He turned 1 second. God was right there. 1 second. The boy is in the chair getting judged. 1 second. The gavel is going down. 1 second. People jumping off the thing. Like all of this was happening literally 1 second apart. Not minutes, second. 1 second. 1 second.
The look on God's face, it wasn't like I was telling my mom. It wasn't like how your parent is mad at you. It was kind of like disappointment. Like basically, I gave you the tools to do right or to get a good judgment, but you had all that time, and I told you I was coming. You knew what you're supposed to do. So it's like, now this is your future. This is where you not rest or whatever, but this is where you go. So, all the people was running, but it was crazy. This is another thing I forgot to tell you. In the dream, when I seen everybody else running, it kind of made me like, okay, like we're running, but God put a like a feeling in my heart, like you shouldn't be scared, to be judged. Like this is what you lived your life for. So when he did that, when I look back, everybody else was running, and I just, the reason I was able to see the people get judged because I stayed there. Um, yeah, he put like a kind of like a relaxing emotion over me.
Listen, I believe it. And one thing you told me earlier this morning too, he said when he looked back at the guy in the store and said the atmosphere changed, God brought them up to where he was at. Like they was up.
Yeah,
It was an instant. They was looking at each other and then they was up. And everybody, they said thank you for sharing. I watched a video yesterday and the lady said the same thing. He took her away. He took away her fear. He also said that he comes like a thief in the night, meaning people will not know and won't know when to be ready if they aren't already practicing.
It was a regular day, like in the dream. It wasn't nothing crazy going on. Nothing. It was like it was literally like a peaceful day. Like you going to get ice cream with somebody, and then out of nowhere it turned to that. And people were yelling and
Everybody said thank you.
trying to get away.
Trying to get, you said shaking my head. Lord have mercy. Go on and eat your food. Send me pictures of it so I can see it.
I will.
Thank you, son. I love you too. Bye. Now, mind you, when he called me, I had just picked up this book, been reading about 10 minutes, and right when he called me, I was reading about God destroying the earth the first time and people being judged. Do you hear what I'm telling you? He's in Arizona. He's not where I'm at. Soon as I read about God saying I'm my bold, this, that, and the other, da 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 da. He was like, "Mom, I had a dream," and da da da. I'm like, "Go ahead, son." And then as he's telling me, my eyes is getting huge because I literally just read it's gonna be destroyed with fire, brimstone, pestilence, da 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 da, and then ring. I said, "Oh, that's crazy, son," because your mama was just reading about the end right now. And I ain't picked up this book. It's been on the side of my bed. And I walked over there. I said, I'm going to read this before I get in the tub. I'm going to go ahead and read this. And then I started reading it, Antoinette. And then as soon as I get to the part, the end of him destroying the earth, and when they was getting ready to get off and all of that, he called. Literally. I said, ooh, this spooky, son. No joke. No joke. I said, ooh, okay, Dad, I hear you. Yeah. And when he put the pictures in AI, because he did like an AI thing, baby, I've literally been hearing testimonials about hell and judgment day since 3 a.m. What does it mean? It's close. Closer than they keep telling y'all it is. And I ain't talking about the rapture. I'm talking about the judgment of God. Period. I don't care if people don't want to talk about it. This is why God has had us working on y'all self. Y'all thought I was strict? Did y'all hear how that? I was reading it this morning in the life of the prophet of Isaiah in OTP. He just read it. Literally, the ascension of Isaiah. Just read it like maybe a month. It ain't even been a month. Like right before his accident, he was reading it. They show been up and down my timeline. Judgment. Testimonies about hell. I done told y'all. I've been crying since yesterday watching people's testimony of hell. I listen. I told y'all mine. The first one I had, I was 8 years old. It was not a game. 8 or 9 years old, baby, and I will not ever forget that dream. You hear me? Amazing revelation. Thank you for sharing. Do you mind if I share and pass it on to my kids? Please go ahead. And seeing end time judgment videos like crazy. Okay. Who happy you been working on yourself and you got the real knowledge of what's really gonna be going on and the real sins and not all the other mess they've been telling you. You got And then here go my other kid. Hold on 1 second, y'all. It's gonna happen every time. Hold on 1 second, little girl. I didn't know you were live. I can call you later. Are you sure you all right? I'll call you in a couple hours. I just got off the phone with your brother. I'll call you. Give me about an hour. Yeah, you're good. Okay. All right. All right, I love you. I love you too. Bye. What did I tell y'all? Didn't I tell you I've been working back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day in my phone? It's been my kids. Ooh. I watched a testimony the other day. The lady said the fire in hell is fed with brimstone. I'm glad to be aware, even if I don't make it, I'm glad I have the knowledge to try. Ken, Miss Kenya. And folks running around here talking about, I don't need to know that. I don't need to get that deep. Well, hell is. Hell is that deep. It is. Hell's real big and real. It did not say heaven was enlarging itself. It says the city of heaven was prepared for the number of inhabitants. God already know how many. But you know what is in hell enlarging itself daily? Hell. It literally says it. It don't say heaven get no bigger. It said hell. I gotta run this back because this got my mind blown and I can't focus. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, well, we'll see you. We love you if you gotta get off. Hey, you hear me? You said it might be blue, and that's the fact. It's enlarging itself daily. Here we go. It did not say heaven was. It say hell is, though. And more than ready to get bigger to welcome you and everyone else who chooses wrong. Nephew. But what I'm going to tell y'all what made the hair on my body stand up. When he was telling me to dream, when he said you was hitting your own gavel, God didn't even have to pick his up because you sentenced yourself to hell. He didn't. He was like, Mom, he was hitting the sentence. But what I heard was, oh, you sentenced yourself. Listen. He said God didn't even pick his gavel up. His gavel was just laying there. You were sentencing yourself because of the sins that we doing, right? Listen. He said the man, I guess he couldn't talk or whatever until it was, after because he was just hitting. He said it was no sound. Nobody was saying nothing. Girl, your choices and your decisions. You hitting your gavel on your own self. Oh, my goodness. I was watching TikTok yesterday, and the lady that testified how she saw Biggie in hell. Yep, I seen it. Think about it, and that's so on track with God, because he petty. Like, listen here. When he said that you was hitting your own gavel, guilty, because remember, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing but tell the truth. So when he asked a question, guilty. Ask your question, guilty. Did you? Guilty. Oh my goodness. He didn't have to pick up his gavel because you picking it up every day. Sentencing yourself. And this is why when my kids lived in my house, I used to ask, but you see, he woke straight up and called me out of dream. He's 28 and live on his own. But every morning, I'm going to ask them kids, what you dream? Did you dream something? I just told y'all yesterday, all my kids is dreamers. And he called this morning with a dream. On top of the members of your body testifying against you, well, he was standing there. And his whole body had to be in that seat. Nephew got snatched back. The man tried to run and jump. Baby snatched him right on back into the judgment seat. I said, oh, my. He said, Mom, it was like they was magnetized to it when it was their turn. But it was like a conveyor belt. It wasn't taking long. Seconds. All your stuff ran down. Boom. Move on to the next one. And another person that gets snatched into the seat. And another person that gets snatched into the seat. I said, well, that's how judgment going to go so fast. And think about it. He said he gonna be here in a twinkling of an eye. Blink. That's how fast. And which is exactly what my son said, because he blinked and the weather was different. He blinked and that's a twinkling of an eye. That's an instant, a blink. You done probably blinked 300 times since you've been on here for 40 minutes. More than that. God, convict me now and wash me clean. I need to be on the right side. Listen, and we talked about this in class yesterday. I'm trying to tell you, and he had a dream and he wasn't here. And the fact that God was looking disappointed through it all. Listen, eternity is not bound to time. No, it is not. Ain't that crazy? And he said everything gonna happen in a twinkling of an eye. That's a blink. That's a blink. We gonna be here and then we gonna be there in a twinkling of an eye, and not snatched up to be in glory. No, to be judged. You hear me? Made my heart real heavy when he said that God was disappointed. But remember when we read about Adam standing at the gates. Remember? Remember? We read about Adam standing at the gates crying, having to see his children funneled to destruction or to rest. Because he has to watch what he caused. That's crazy. Thank you. So it makes sense. What's going to be crazy is, what if God judges Adam last? The first shall be last and the last shall be first. What? He was the first. And so what if he was the first to live, but what if he's the last to be sentenced, because he has to watch everything that came out of him be judged first? Think about that. Because if it was not for him, he was the first, him and his wife was the first to sin. So they have to see all that their sin caused. Because if they got judged first, then they wouldn't know how bad everything. And I'm not saying, but it makes sense. You said, man, my chest. My chest. Think about that. Something I found out recently is that most autopsies remove the tongue, and it made me think of why we won't be able to speak. OMG. That makes sense. Total sense. A lot of sense. Way too much sense. Because he sure said we ain't going to be able to speak to plead our cause. And if they take your tongue at autopsy, remember, your body is going to be restored to exactly how it was when you died. Which makes perfect sense. Oh, my Lord. Because even before they cremate you, if they going to cremate you, they probably going to take it out. Because you already had an autopsy. Lady SK had a dream that the sky was being pulled back like a dream. All was left was the universe. While this was happening, I was on my knees praying and repenting for everyone. Listen, the crazy thing is that's exactly how my son said. Like, if you think about pulling out a drawer, he said that's how God was like coming to him or pulling us to him like a drawer, and it was that fast. It don't take 2 minutes to pull out no drawer. Seconds, less than seconds, milliseconds it takes to pull out a drawer. It happened that fast. And then I went to a place on in Enoch where it said that the stars and the clouds is on a track, like a drawer, which made perfect sense. I went flip right to it when we was reading. I said, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Oh, wow. It said the sun and the moon is on the track. I said, you mean like a drawer, son? He's like, I said, right. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm about to go teach a live or something. I think I need to go walk my notebook. I don't know. That was a scene on Bruce Almighty when he was meeting with God. Interesting. Interesting. All day God has been telling me about my sin. My heart is beating so fast, y'all, and eyes full of tears. Listen, like the file cabinet drawer in Bruce Almighty. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Hello. They on the track. Like a drawer. Y'all. all our files. Listen. Oh my goodness. Like how they depicted on Men in Black with the galaxy being small and portable. This. You all right? The drawer was all the things he did in his life. And we sentencing ourselves either way you go. I mean, God is going to say the last say of where you have to go, but we are literally sentencing ourselves. So for the gavel to be hidden in the man, God's gavel wasn't moving. And for the gavel to appear, you became your own judge when you decided to sin or not to sin. You judged yourself. You made your own sentence. You literally handcrafted it for yourself. Whatever. Well, if you think about it, they rotate in the same position each and every day, so it makes sense. They sure do, like on a track. You said, so your sins are never truly erased. They will be erased when you dip into the sea of forgetfulness. But if you are going to hell, you never get to forget. You know how people say on this side, oh, I'll never forget. They're speaking that into eternity. And if it's because you had bitterness or anything, that is your ticket to hell. And the cool thing is, you spoke it into existence. You will never get to never forget to be reminded of how you could have had forgiveness, or how you could have let go of bitterness or hatred or whatever. That is the part of the torment, because torture is of the body. Hebrew is torment is of the mind, right? So the torment that it talks about is all the times you said, I'll never forgive you, I'll never let go, I'm going to remember this forever. God said, oh, okay, you enter eternity. Okay, so those things are not allowed in heaven because the people that come here are going to forget this world. So you said you don't want to. Oh, okay, well, granted. Granted, I gave you what you wanted. You said you don't never want to forget it. And the only place that you will never forget that is in the place of torment, because people that make it to heaven, they don't have to remember anything else about this world. I'm getting ready to pull an Adam. I'm about to faint. I'm trying to tell you. You said when people want to play God in their own life, listen. You always said it was going to be all about memory, muscle memory. Listen, God said it was. I want to forgive and forget. Come on, Joseph. That's like us parents telling our kids, you're going to make your bed and you're going to lie in it. Exactly. You said if you are forgiven, will your name be in the book of life? Yes, Georgia. But you have to forgive in order to be forgiven. So people that like, I know I'm going to heaven, but they telling you how they ain't never gonna forgive somebody. Girl, you lying to yourself, not me, because I know what the words say. The words say if you don't forgive, you will not be forgiven. No matter how many times your pastor forgive you, your pastor can't put you in heaven or hell. Torments over and over. Come on. If you had to be reminded of every time you could have did the right thing, and you see people, because again, the people in heaven in the garden won't be able to see you, but you won't be able to miss them. You gonna be able to see them. Because remember, the rich man can see Lazarus in peace, and all he could hear was screaming and hollering, and he saw Lazarus laying, right there chilling, talking, and it's quiet, and they eating fruit. Now you hungry, you thirsty, you see the tree of life for eternity, and you can't eat nothing off of it, and you're thirsty, you're hot, you're tired, because you don't get no rest. There is no sleep in the pit. It's gonna be screaming all day, gritting the teeth. Just think about Saul times 100, and then a metal band all playing at the same time forever, all day. The smell, the smell. Don't forget that, because there's gonna be bodily fluid, like spiritual bodily fluids. You ever smelled like a slaughterhouse? It don't smell good. Mm-mm. So you don't never forget. You're constantly remember. You know. dark and hot, and it stinks. And get this, cold too, because it says some places are like what's the name? Dry ice. So cold and hot. Cold and hot. Because it's worse to have. Could you imagine? Okay, listen. Being frostbitten all over. So it's cold and it's hot. And then somebody is beating you with a hot whip. A fiery whip. Have you ever taken your hands when they're almost frostbitten and put them in any kind of water? It don't matter if it's cold or hot. It feel like fire. Anybody ever almost had frost? I'm from the Midwest, so we used to play out in the snow. Your parents, you couldn't go take your hands and put them down in no water. You had to put them close to the fire, wait till they like warm up, and then go put them in water. Ice cubes and black flames. Come on, coming from the bottom. Come on, because he said everything is freezing, and it's a river of fire. Okay, so it's cold. That would be worse than just being like roasted. And again, there's no pain tolerance, there's no cutoff, there's no shock. You don't get to go to sleep. And one day over there is 1,000 years. One day. So a fourth of a day is 250 years. Half a day is 500 years. Hello. 10 days is 10,000 years. Could you imagine not sleeping for 10,000 years and you've only been there 10 days, and then another 10 days you've been here 200,000 years? I'm sorry, 20,000 years, and it's only been 20 days. You ain't slept in 20. Listen. Okay. I saw where there was a woman big in hell. Yep, I seen it. And she was burning from the inside, became a skeleton, and became back to normal. We literally read that. Don't y'all remember the people that's going to get sucked into the big worm, and it's going to spit them out, and they going to turn colors, and then they're going to regenerate? A regenerated body. We read it in Ezra. In the vision of Ezra, or the questions of Ezra, we literally read it. That body will not be destroyed at all. Remember the people that was getting ripped apart with dogs? That was their thing, to be ripped apart by dogs, and the skin was going to come back on, and they was going to be ripped apart by dogs again. Baby, listen, Groundhog Day for real. But never ending. What if he makes you live Judgment Day all over again? So every one of those days starts with you seeing the face of God again and being sentenced, and then it starts all over. So ooh, Lord, you never forget the moment that you were sent away from God. Because remember, the day starts all over on Groundhog Day. So you just get to keep seeing yourself be sentenced, dragged away, boom, and it start all over again. Oh my God. Because every day you could have had a new day if you would have repented. Every day he said, I make you new. I make everything new. Renew your mind every day. Listen. It'll be an indestructible human body, not a glorified one that can't corrupt. So they'll feel the earthly pain in hell, yes, without no painkillers, no blackout. Because see, I told you, that's grace and mercy. When we black out and go into shock, ain't no shock over there. And people talk about reincarnation. That worm is their reincarnation, right? Or just every part, reincarnation will be there. But not in the way that they thought. You're going to be reincarnated. There's not anything on this planet worth that. And that's why I told my kids, I love y'all, but I'm not going to hell for y'all. So you better tell the truth. You better do right, because I'm not going. Not if I can help it. Now, I don't know if he's going to let me in, but I'm definitely not about to let you help me get there. And then you end up going, And this is why when my friends, girl, I'm not doing that. Yeah, you scared. Yeah, not of the situation of what comes after this. And I'm not talking about jail. It's a place worse than jail, honey. And you got to be there a lot longer. You hear me? And ain't no fair rules over there. When it says merciless torture, merciless, that these COs there have weapons of atrocities. This is in Enoch. Well, what? Atrocities? They talk about bats with spikes in them that's on fire and hanging by your hair. And listen, mm-mm, mm-mm. Listen, I already did. I have a ton of classes about it. Yep, I already did. It's the leaders. It's leaders, specific people that God has picked, leaders. Or it could be the Rechabites, but it's a specific amount of people. But whenever God counts people, a lot of times He just counts the heads. Mm-hmm. He just counts the heads. Just like when the angels came down and slept with the women, it was 200 myriads of angels. They tell us it was 200 angels, but each one of those angels had a legion of angels under them. And if we know that the stars are beings, when you go read in Enoch about the sun, it tells you that there was 4 major stars on each side of the sun, and each one of those has, I saw it, each one of those has 1,000. So there was 8,000 stars. Well, we know that stars are celestial beings. Not giants, angels, whenever they appear to a person, they appeared as a star coming out, and then they would form into whatever. So that makes sense. You do. A lot. A whole lot. All this stuff I've read before, but now that we're in the space that we're in, it is meaning so much more. Mm-hmm. Like how we've been seeing all of the lights form different formations, and you know they not no drones. The funny lights that's gathering and how they're moving, like you mean like soldiers do? Like soldiers? Soldiers move in formation. And angels are soldiers that can they can go through the heavens. And whenever people saw them, most times they saw them as a light. Hello. That's why they were scared, because how was a star becoming a person in my face? And the Bible said that the sun, the moon, and the stars are going to fall to earth. You mean the celestial bodies, the bodies of heaven? You hear me? You hear me? I just told you, because that's not the only people that's going. That it's the leaders. Just like, okay, 12, right? There was 12 tribes, right? It's more than a billion people. What do you mean? There's way more than a billion people that are dead. Way more than that. There's races of people that weren't even counted because God dropped their whole civilization into a thing and closed it up over them. They've never been counted in a census. It's way more than a billion people. Since Adam, these people was having 60 kids. I already know. Listen, I already know you're not the first person to ask me the question. And understand this. There are going to be leaders, okay? But God already gave a number of the people. What did He say? 3 in every 30,000, and then 7 in every 7,000 is going to go? Ain't that what we read? It's books that tell about the numbers. But if you want to know, like, you can also read it's Ezra, the rest of Ezra. And Ezra asked him, why you ain't gonna let a lot of people go? He said, I'm only worried about the small number of people. But you got to think, you're thinking about people alive. Everybody is going to go to the heavenly realms. You understand that? There's not one soul that lived or was born and died that's not going to go to the heavenly realms. Where you need to be worried about you going is paradise, because hell is in the heavens. Y'all do realize that. It's not under us, it's under God. If you read Enoch, it talks about the second and the fifth floor of heaven are prison. Matter of fact, I just read it today. The second and the fifth floor of heaven are prison. So if you think of heaven like a 10-story building, the first is the clouds. The second is a prison. The third is paradise. The fourth is where there's like a concert. The fifth, there's another prison. I don't think we found out what is on the sixth. And then it says God's throne is from the 7th to the 10th heaven. That's how tall it is. It's 3 stories tall in whatever heavenly realm that is. I just read all this today. Page 120 is no. That'd be too much. If you people have questions, they can email me. It'd be a lot of chaos going on with all them boxes. People be yelling and screaming. You can't learn nothing for real. In my eyes, that's just me. So that's why I don't. Yeah, just email me the questions you have. But again, a lot of this stuff is in the beginning of our classes because a lot of people ask me those questions. So if you go back on my YouTube to early 22, a lot of those questions are answered in there. Yep, the prison for the fallen angels, and they have a specific jail on the other ones who worship the idols and witchcraft stuff. Yep, yep. Happy birthday, Pumpkin. Oh, no, no, no. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. It's even kids that ain't accounted for. Exactly. You said, I don't want to live like this no more. Man, God, please forgive me. He will, but you have to forgive the people that have done you wrong. That's the easiest way to start your forgiveness process. You got to forgive the people. Everybody say happy anniversary, Pumpkin. You said grace is getting what you don't deserve. Mercy is getting what you do deserve. Interesting. Yes. Yes. So, you said I be correcting people when they say it's demons tormenting people because it's really merciless angels. Right, because the demons, demons, well, we know why they can't. Because if hell was made for demons, how they gonna be the COs too? That don't make no sense. Hell was made for the angels that fell. Their brothers are but God made them look scary. To just like an actor plays their part, He made them terrifying. They have to be more terrifying than the demons because the demons are going to be tortured in hell. So, ooh, yeah, it's just scarier by the moment. You hear me? Scarier by the moment when if you gotta think about it. I've seen demons. I've told y'all my stories, and they're scary. They are very scary. So the angels are going to be scarier than that hand out the punishment, because they have to be scary enough to scare the demons. No. Every time I drive past a building that has a statue of 2 lions in front, makes me think about Ezra. I'm trying to tell you, can't see it no more. You hear me? It's your birthday? Okay, well, happy birthday, Valerie. Everybody having birthdays, anniversaries. If I missed it, happy birthday, happy anniversary. All of it. Super scary, right? You said that's why everyone in the Bible be afraid of the angels when they got a visit. Exactly. Who feels like God is fluffy? Who feels like the Lord is fluffy? Do you? I don't want to be nowhere when even demons are tortured. Lord, forgive me this. You don't feel like it, Bessie? How about y'all? Y'all feel not at all? He is to be feared. Okay. You said, oh my, really, auntie, they scary. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You said, what about an unborn child that passes after birth? Every single thing that lived will be judged. Yes. You said raw, and listen. No, he's strong, terrible guy when he's mad. This part. But they've taught people, oh, Jesus and God, he's so. I said, I don't know what Bible y'all be reading. Can't be the one we be reading. Not in the slightest. It's why you said when people make him soft. Oh, you get mad when people make him soft, right? Repentance every day for real, because Lord Jesus, I need to be right. This 3 years ago, I thought he was a fluffy guy, but I got smarter now. That part ain't that crazy. But now, do you see why there's going to be gnashing of teeth? People going to be mad at the people that were supposed to teach them. You said, I understand now. Come on. A righteous father with a stern discipline. Come on, but he loved you. You hear me? You said he was how he soft and pulls out our, listen, this part. I used to think that he was fluffy when I first started here. Now, no more. But aren't you happy that you're more in the know? You said that make you think about the scripture where he opened up the ground and swallowed the people up. Exactly. Several times that happened, not just once. The only thing fluffy is his grace. He give our undeserving selves. Come on. What do you mean? Why? We don't have to. We don't. But we talk about him a lot. You said I don't like how they mark God at all times. Always makes me mad because with him anything is possible. This. You said we was praying yesterday about not wanting to go to hell, and now I'm watching this live about hell. Juicy Mo, sorry. Should we talk about Paul and Silas and Abraham and all of them right now too? Stay on target with what we talking about. You can come back on another day when we talk about Solomon. We're not talking about Solomon right now. You don't know how to come in and talk about what we talking about? You don't got nothing to put in on Enoch? Oh, okay. Hello. Back to what I was saying about Judgment Day. Back to what we was talking about how we asking God to forgive us because we need to be right when he come. Now come on. People forget to mention his wrath because of his love. No, they don't forget to mention. I'm going to tell you. If you watch, now I haven't watched all of it, but I watched the 5th season. Most of it yesterday of Chosen. And when they was at the Last Supper, the way Jesus was talking to them made so much sense. Environmental awareness people, listen, if you have watched Chosen, now I haven't watched all of it, but I watched that part of it, and I'm telling you, excuse me, he does. So with that, okay, if just made me forget what I was gonna say. I know he ain't fluffy. What he did to Ahad, his whole family. So I ask more than 3 times a day for God to forgive me. This part. So if you think about, right, what he took, thank you, about Chosen, what he was telling them about when he was gonna leave and what was gonna happen and what they were gonna do, and all of that, it made so much sense. So if you have watched Chosen, and even if you haven't got all the way through, whatever, because I haven't, I think the first or second or third episode of the 5th season, where they're having the Passover and they go in and they're buying the stuff and all of that. But oh, that's what it was too. When they was selling them birds, and they kept hiking up the price so that people, and he said they do this to keep. You can go search it. You can go look at it. We talked about that. Once we give you the name, it's your job to go looking. When you when they was going to go get their what's the names, You see how they was hiking that money up? And he literally said they're going to do this to try to create hierarchy and tell people how far they are away from God and all of this. I said, if we ain't been saying that this whole time, and y'all know I ain't watched Chosen because y'all been telling me to watch it forever, and I'll watch a couple pieces and then I'll get back to it. Then I watch a couple pieces. I done skipped all of the 2, 3, 4 and went to the 5 because that's what showed up. Okay, that's what I was watching. But literally, it's what's happening in church right now. Is it not? That specific part is literally what is happening right now. And when I saw that, I said, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Auntie, I didn't realize I was behind the live. Just commenting like I'm caught up with the rest of them. It's okay, Pumpkin. Am I going to watch Angel? What, the show? I've already watched it. The one from the 90s? I already watched it. Unless there's a new one. I watched all of that stuff. Yeah. Also, it is. I am happy that you all chose to understand. No, we're not. Okay, Roman, I need you to go read Enoch, Second Enoch. Okay. Have you read Second Enoch, all of it in depth? Have you read Third Enoch? Have you read it? Because those questions can be answered in. Oh, okay. So I need you to get out of here and go and read Second Enoch because you can answer all those questions yourself. A lot of the questions you're asking me are in Enoch, especially about the heavens. So you just go watch it there, okay? Or go read Enoch, the second book of Enoch. You can either read the first book, either one. You can read both of them. But second book of Enoch for sure. And that talks about the celestial bodies and all of that, okay, honey? That's what I need. You just stop by to let you know I bought some of my supplies and appreciate you for educating us. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm okay. Again. You said don't forget Second Baruch. You gotta read that too. Right. But Vonda, I got it. I got it. Just let him go and read that first, okay? Because it's a lot. He'll get there. It'll make him get there. But for the questions that he's asking me specifically, that's where he needs to go read right now. We definitely can. And you don't feel safe. We definitely will ask God. But stop claiming that. Hey, talk about what you want to see. I just had to do this with your cousin today. Okay? Stop rehearsing what's bad and start rehearsing some good stuff right now. Because we buy into what the enemy be saying. I just had to do this with your cousin today. She got some crazy news. She instantly started going crazy. I said, we ain't about to do that. And do you know, she calmed down, right? For real. And it was some crazy stuff. And 45 minutes later, because she went on and trusted God and started speaking something else, changed her mind on what this situation really meant, whole different outcome. And she called me back and was like, Mom, thank you, because just like you said, God is going to do it. So guess what? Right here, whatever the situation is, start walking through your house speaking the opposite right now. And whatever the enemy has told you, just say the opposite. That's it. That's all. Whatever is playing in your mind, whatever your situation is. Because she just knew. She went into this whole rant about next week. And guess what? In 30 minutes, God changed it. And then gave her another update an hour later. So an hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours. It changed again. Released all kinds of stuff off of her. But we have got to pray. Okay? And not only that, remember, no miracle can come until the bad stuff. The bad stuff has to show up so that you can have a miracle. Supernatural. You hear me? You hear me? I just told your niece this today. You hear me? Don't believe what the enemy say. Get up and start speaking the opposite of it, or just thanking God for the outcome being different, no matter what it is. Because the devil is trying to overwhelm you. You hear me? This, Mari, all of that. You hear me? I literally just had to do it today with your niece. I mean, she was freaking, your cousin, freaking, screaming, crying, everything. She at work. I said, hey, I said, do you believe God is going to do it? He already knew all of this was going to happen. So what are you speaking? Don't let the devil get you used to speaking the craziness. You hear me? God has already worked every single thing. It don't matter how crazy it is. He's already worked it out. You just got to get up and start praising him like you did. Put your gospel music on. You might have to get out of class. Go and turn your gospel music on. Not the sad kind. The kind that make you want to shake your hips a little bit. I need you to play that because the devil don't like praise. He's going to flee. Loud like you want to scream. Play the music that loud and build them songs out of praise. He said, praise me. Come on. That'll draw me closer to you when you don't know what to do. Come on in. Matter of fact, here we go. This for you, Nisi Poo. I had to send this to somebody else today. I had to send it yesterday, and Auntie gonna read it to you today. Are you ready? Miss Brianna, this is for you and anybody else that's going through a hard time today. Are you ready? You in here and cry. Don't be holding nothing in. Let it go. You ready? Fucking butt, you still here? For anybody that's having a crazy time. I hear you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I was so confused on what to do. I felt so lost. No. Yeah. No. Don't do that. You only feel lost because he ain't telling you what you want to hear. Quit pouting and get up and play your music. You only pout because you don't know which way to go. Well, if he leading you, you don't have to. GPS, God's positioning system. The other week, I was so overwhelmed. All I could do was cry and just call out on God's name. Listen, I'm talking ugly cry. That's the kind he be wanting. He don't need your superficial stuff. He wants you to get ugly. That does not run. You're purifying. Okay? Here we go. It says, from inside the fish, Jonah prayed to the Lord his God. Jonah prayed, I called to the Lord in my distress, and he answered me. From the depths of my watery grave, I cried for help, and you heard my cry. I will sacrifice to you with songs of thanksgiving, and I will keep my vow. Jonah 2:1. He said, God provided a giant fish for Jonah as protection from a watery grave. So Jonah felt like it was bad because he was in the fish, but he didn't realize that if he wasn't in the fish, he would have been dead. Let's go. I got to turn this sideways because it's little. All right, here we go. Ooh, that cold, stinky, wet fish wouldn't have been nice. That cold, stinky, wet fish wouldn't have been a nice place. Jonah would have been terrified. Sure, he was going to die. But being a prophet, Jonah knew something about God. And after this, the initial shock wore off, and he took a look at the situation, he did the most important thing he could do. He thanked God. Yep, he thanked God from inside his fishy prison. Thanking God in the midst of your stinky fish and suffering will save you a lot of pain. Nothing happens to you that God cannot and will not use for your good. When you believe that and trust him, you will be free to live without fear or worry. You'll be free to rest in his peace that goes beyond anything you can imagine. No storm, no trial, no destruction can get to you unless God puts it there to rescue you from your choices. Your choices. In the belly of the fish, Jonah has something to learn, and he wasn't set free until he learned it. If you're trapped and want to get free, you have to learn what God wants you to learn. What lesson are you refusing to get? What work won't you do? Decide to just do it and thank him. Pray to him and offer him your life, your will, and your praise. Then you will see things start to happen. If God can save a despicable city like Nineveh, he can save you. Just accept his rebuke and his forgiveness and move on to the blessing he wants to give you. Hello. I don't know who that was for or who all that was for, but there you go. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I just had to give that to my daughter today and somebody yesterday. He was complaining about being in the fish, and the fish was keeping him from drowning. Or being attacked by a shark or some other creature. So he was mad about being in this dark situation that didn't smell good and didn't feel good, but he could have been dead. He could have been a food for something that would have eaten him. What he thought was bad was actually saving his life. Hello. I can tell you I've lived that. You said, amen, this was for me for sure. Okay. God sees the big picture. We only see a pixel. Come on, chameleon. And that's why I be like, well, I don't know how he gonna do it. I've been telling y'all that forever. Since y'all met me, I don't know. Y'all be worried about the wrong things. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I just have to believe that it will, and that's it. I got chills because, Lord, I hear you. That was for me. I've been worrying about my kids' school stuff. But now I know God will show up right on time. I don't need to worry. Come on. If you told somebody you gonna take care of them, okay, y'all got kids. How many times you done told your kids you're gonna get up and get them a snack, and they will ask you 117 times in 60 seconds if you're still gonna give it to them? Can I have it now? Can I have it now? Can I have it now? No. Can I have it now? Mom, can I have it now? Can I just go get it myself? Can I have it now? Can I have it now? Can I have it? Well, can I go get it myself? Well, can they get it for me? Can I have it now? Can I have it now? It ain't been nothing but 2 minutes. And sometimes, because they won't leave it alone and they didn't believe that you said you would get up and get it, you make them wait longer. Because now, because you don't trust me, and I'm telling you I'm going to get it, now you're going to have to wait. You said this is my safe space. Y'all done got me through a lot. I'm so grateful. Listen, God does it. Okay, so are you acting like your 2-year-old? Be honest. Are you? They want some gummies? Some fruit snacks? Are you acting like your 2-year-old? Because God said he's going to take care of it. He said before you can ask, I've already taken care of it. Like when you get up in the morning, you don't have to go to the grocery store every day to buy your kids some food. You don't wait until they want cereal to get up and go get it. It's already there. They just have to wait for you to prepare it. No? If they want an icy, the only reason they want it is because it's in there. They just can't get it themselves. It's some situations God put us in. You just can't get it yourself. But it's already there. And then a lot of times we go looking in places where he don't want us to look for help, and then that's why we be all upset because he never told you it was coming from that way. But again, is there something that he wants you to stop doing or doing as to why you haven't seen it? Because if you tell them get down and sit down and I'll give it to you, and they keep standing, oh well, you told me you don't want it. Because if I tell you you have to sit down and eat it because it's gonna make a mess, you don't get to stand up and keep on standing up. You're not gonna get it. Because you ain't about to drop all this juice over my floor or spill this bowl of spaghetti. I'm making my lasagna tonight. Waiting for my groceries. They'll be here in a minute. Trying to, okay. You said that's what I was studying this morning. Did you ask God? Okay. We be mad, but what if he never even intended it? He told you he was going to give it to you, but it might be for 5 years from now. Who said it had to be today? Who said it had to be? I mean, listen, we ain't even going to get on it. I already know how it goes. I used to be there too. Did. Sure did. Just crazy and everything. Did. Did. I did. I did do that. Yeah. So. So, with that, I'm chilling today, not doing a whole bunch of class because I think we all need to get in God's face a little bit and just be. Well, yeah, that was me this week while looking to look in the mirror. I feel bad for losing trust for a minute and trying to rush a situation. Thank you for helping me see, Auntie. He had you see, girl. You said, man, say that again, Auntie. Stop chopping me in my throat because I've asked so many people for help and they won't help me, but I still help them out. Okay, God don't want you. Listen, when I learned that my help was not going to come from like my family, and I'm not talking about y'all, I'm talking about when I was younger. I used to always, and they had it, and they still wouldn't help me, but they didn't have no problem taking from me, right? They want free hair, free this, watch my kids. You know, at the time when I was getting, fruities, they want to, come get some groceries or whatever and all of this. But whenever I was in need, I could not depend on them. God sets it up that way so that they can't take credit for whatever is going on in your life. Do you understand? Nobody in my family can take credit for this. Nobody. Every time I started a business, I tried to bring my family in with me. And God was like, don't you do that. You absolutely better not. Because you don't know what their intentions are for you. And I learned over the years. Because most of my family members has said to me, oh yeah, it was my mama all day long. She loved to see people grovel. Love it. I hate to say it. She loved to see people grovel at her feet, and she uses things that she buys for people to control them. Oh yes, I know. And they get mad when you get out and get it out of the mud yourself, because then now they can't control you. But God wants to be in control of you, and this is why He said, and she's always talking about she's coming to my house. I love you, Mom, but I can't. Dad didn't call his people to be gullible, abuse, be obedient, and trusting. Listen, this. That's what's it. That's what. Listen. When they was at what? I said, yep, I knew it. They been having. So when they was at the feast and stuff, and he's sitting there. Hold on, where my thing at? They sitting there at the thing talking, and he said, now look. He said, after today, He said, before now, you know, you didn't need no swords or nothing. He said, but I want y'all to sell y'all cloaks and go on and get you a stick. He said, not to hurt nobody, but where you going now is about to be real dangerous. Y'all seen it? I said, I knew he had me get these swords for a reason. I just smiled real big. I said, because he didn't say, go out into the world. He said, y'all got some swords? He said, yeah, we got 2. He said, well, you might want to sell some more of your cloaks. You're going to need some more of those. Because I'm sending you into dangerous situations. Y'all seen it. He said you didn't need him when I was right here with you, but I'm leaving, so you're going to have to protect yourself. I'm going to send something to protect you. I'm going to send the Holy Ghost to protect you, but you might have to fight. You might have to fight. David had to fight. Abraham had to fight. Moses had to fight. Did they not? Jacob. All of them. They had to fight. And if you go read Judah, it was real crazy. Like, if you haven't read the Testament of Judah in depth, you'll want to. Because I read it again today, and it was like I was reading it for the first time all over again. I said, wait a minute. Wait. He was 20 years old, murking folks. He was 20 years old when he picked up the bear. He was 20 years old when he dashed the leopard on the rocks. He was 20 years old. 20. At 46, he said, I bragged about, well, first of all, he said, God let an angel follow me around. Who remembers the picture I showed y'all when my homegirl had a wedding and she had it in a Masonic lodge? And the whole time I was in there, I felt like somebody was following me and watching me. And then the photographer took a picture of me up on the balcony directing the people down because I was her wedding coordinator. And there was a being. I'm bent over the thing like I showed y'all the picture. And the being, you can see the wings and everything, is bent over me like this. I'm bent over like this telling them go. And you can literally see in the light. And it was real big. And every time I was turned around, my girl's like, well, I said, I just feel like somebody following me. Y'all remember this picture? And then at the end of the ceremony, or when the people was going down on the, yes, you can see it. And it looked like a big bird. It's standing over me like this. She said, what is that? She called me. She said, girl, this lady took this picture. Mind you, we didn't get the pictures for like 4 or 5 months. And she sent them to me. And I got a head wreck. And mind you, I'm scared of heights too. So that was another thing, because I'm like, God, be with me. But I kept feeling like something. I was thinking evil spirits. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something was on my heels. And in the picture, let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see. That was 2017. So let me see. November 2017 would have probably been around the time she sent it to me. I don't want to have her family's pictures in there, so I'm going to try to block them out. Dang. Y'all see the light? That's me right there in the orange. Y'all see the wings? Y'all see them right there? It ain't over nobody else. I know y'all see that. Y'all see it? When she sent it, she said, if you can see, I'm trying to make it where y'all can see. You can see the arms right there. It's like wings. And it ain't over nobody else but me. I'm trying to tell you. See how big it is? Mind you, we're on the second floor. We're in the balcony because I'm directing the people down and around. And I kept, the whole day, I kept doing like this. Like, what is, I feel something's on me. And my kid's like, Mom, you tripping? I'm like, nah, we in this Masonic lodge. Like, but I had prayed before I went in. I anointed myself. I said, God, I need you to be with me today. In real life. And she sent me that. She said, what is that? I said, I don't know. It's probably the light. And I can't show y'all the picture, but in the other picture, you can see that the light, it's above the light and behind the light. It wasn't the light reflecting, because where the photographer was, literally in the other pictures, it's taller than the light. Like, you can see the form and everything, like shoulders and then like wings. Like, it was crazy. That was 2017. Yeah, and because I'm in a Masonic lodge where they be doing rituals. Hello? I told y'all. So, and then I read today that old boy, he had an angel that wouldn't let God nut. Like, yeah, it was good. You need to read the Testament of Judah when, yes. Y'all seen it with your own eyes. Y'all can see the, like you can see, you hear me? She said, what is that? I said, the light. She said, no, look again. And I looked, and I'm leaning, and it's leaning. Literally. You hear me? You can see it. No joke. I said, now that's odd. I was excited about it after I seen it, because I kept telling her, I kept telling my daughters, like, I feel like somebody's following me in here. I feel like when I went up the stairs to go set up the thing, oh, I just felt like something was on my back. You hear me? And I'm like, what? Calm down, girl. You are tripping. No, I wasn't. It was something there with me. But I prayed. I anointed my whole body before I went in there. I said, look here. I know what goes on in these places. And I don't want none of it coming home with me. I need you to protect me and keep me while I'm in this place, God. And baby, they caught it on camera. They caught it on camera. Yeah, caught it on camera. I said, ooh, wee. But I didn't see that until months later. You know, it take them months sometimes to get your pictures back and all that kind of stuff. Months later, I got that. You said it be undeniable sometimes that something be behind you. Yes. Asking you shall receive. He shall show me. Yep, I was there with you. And I cried. I want to say when she sent it to me, I cried because I remember my ex-husband made me feel weird, because I'm like, man, I keep feeling like something following. He like, you tripping. You always. Something was following me. A protection angel, and it was massive too. Because that ceiling, I don't know if you were, it was like a balcony, and it was still all that ceiling up there, because it was even a seat, I'm thinking, in the back above that. So it was probably 20, 30, 40 feet off the, I don't know. It was tall. It was the top. It was in the top where they have their meetings at in their Masonic lodge, where the guys sit in the front. That whole, and them things be tall. It was a lot. You know what I mean? So it, like, if you fail, you to be hurt in real life. If you to fail, you to be hurt. Because I was walking down them stairs carefully. Do you hear me? I do not do heights at all. So understand. I bet nobody played with you neither. I was telling everybody what to do. I act just like I act on here. Ain't nothing, it wasn't nothing different. I didn't even know these people, and I had like a week or two. You over there. Go up there. No, I want it like this. You move around there. We about to do this. Was. It did. I was yelling at everybody. Yeah, sure was. That's what I do. Yell at people. That's my job. Everywhere I go. That's how y'all gonna know it's me. He said, yes, I be nervous praying because I be feeling like something in the room. It do be. Angels come to collect your tears and your prayers. And do love more today. Even in your dreams, I be telling y'all what to do. At least hey, 10 toes down to this. That's what he called me to do. That's what he called me. Everybody tell me that though. They like, you always yelling at me in my dreams, telling me to do something. Is it any different from your waking life? No, it's not. It's nothing different from your waking life. At least I'm consistent. Mm-hmm. People be like, do you know her? Yeah, I know her. Okay, do. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. Mm-hmm. He said, "Job, one day it was really dark in my son daddy apartment, and we spent the night, and my son was playing peekaboo with someone. I was scared, and I had to play. Yes, my daughter saying she's a dragon. I anointed the house with oil. Please do. I had a dream last night. You kept telling me to watch the people around me. There's no love. I woke up like, what is going on? Mm-mm. That's why I don't be getting no sleep, because I be running through y'all dreams at night and stuff, telling y'all what to do, and then y'all wonder why I be tired. I work 24 hours a day. Well, y'all, I'm not going to keep y'all, but I do want y'all to go read the Testament of Judah again, please. And if I don't fall asleep after I cook, I will get back on here and we can talk about it. For those of you that haven't watched Ironheart, can you please and tell me what you see in there? Okay. But I'm getting ready to go cook my food because I ain't ate nothing all day. You hear me? Y'all got me? So Ironheart, if you can, it's on Disney. Is the Testament of Judah a book? Yeah. It's in the OTP. It's in the 12 patriarchs. You can read it on what do you call it? You can read it on sacred text. If you go under the Apocrypha, the Testament of Judah is one of the 12 patriarchs, which is one of his brothers. You can read it online right now too. I love you too, Riz. Okay. You can read it on, if you have the OTP, which is this, you can read it. You can read it now. But even if you don't have it now, if you go to sacred text, and go under the 12 page, even if you type in the 12 patriarch sacred text Judah, it's gonna pull right up. Right up. Okay. Yes. I love you. I love y'all. And now y'all nephew was texting me. Yeah, it's all right. I'll get back on later.